All right, in this episode, we are going to cover a 200-foot snake effigy, the head starting here, and the body up the hill is a stone wall. I am standing directly on Wolf Meadow Road. If I go to my right here, that takes me to the intersection of High Rock, and the left takes me down to the flooded pond where the beavers have constructed quite some damage. We're going to walk this effigy here, take another look at the other side of the head. Whether this is natural or carved, you can be the judge, but that sure looks like a mouth. That looks like an eye, the head protruding up, and this stone wall butting directly into the back of it. We're going to walk up these 200 feet. I wanted to get this video in, so it's just shot on the iPhone before a storm comes in this weekend. You can see little details here, such as tiny little stones holding up a little terrace here of stones. If one was wanting to attribute this to colonists or farmers, this is only 200 feet, so it doesn't mark any property line. Can't say you're clearing much of a field here. You can see it's just a boulder pile right and left, and there are a number of small details that would indicate that there was some intent in the structure rather than just piling rocks up to get them out of the way. This comes up, runs into boulder about halfway up. Continues on through another embedded boulder. The rock carries up over it. In the next episode, we're going to cover a much larger effigy, and it has embedded features in it. I didn't find any features I could find that were embedded, like some we've seen in the Connecticut research. That would indicate within the stone wall itself, there's evidence of it being used as a ceremonial structure. This reminds me of the ending stone, or the end of the tail in the first effigy. I wanted to take the time to create a comparison between the ending stone of the last snake effigy we saw, the one you see in this image. It struck me as interesting at the time of the video that it was trapezoidal in nature, different than any other stone in the structure. And I don't think coincidentally, as we now look at a comparison, the ending stone above from our current effigy is a very similar shape. These structures both have an orientation to water. Our current effigy faces right down toward a major stream through the forest, and the last one had a similar orientation. For more professional research, see articles on stone structures, snake effigies in Connecticut and Rhode Island, as well as split stone cairn and niches in articles linked to in the description. So while I didn't see any structures or features built into the stone wall, that isn't to say there aren't some around here. And I'm going to tell you that we're going to come back to this structure in the next segment when we're done individual structure types, and we are going to take a look at this area as an entire ceremonial site, because while the snake effigy itself does not have features that I recognized anyway, I maybe a professional would, right up here is exactly the features you would want to see that indicate a ceremonial site. So if you've seen the episodes on dual prayer seats, you're introduced to the idea of a split boulder cairn. You can see here embedded boulder on the right, embedded boulder on the left. And from here, we climb up. There are a row of stones carrying all the way through. And if you saw the episode on niches, you'd be prepared for what you're going to see next, which is we come around here, a stone propped up, and one would expect that you would find a niche which would have a ceremonial purpose of providing a portal to the underworld, as well as a place for offerings to be left. And when we come back in future episodes on ceremonial sites, we're going to explore a spot right over there, which is where the stone wall carries directly to, and there's a cave. We'll also find out here a number of other things. Say hi. Tully and I would like to thank you for watching this episode. This is our second on snake effigies. This one was a 200-foot straight line stone wall snake effigy. We're looking at the back of it now. And in the next episode, we're going to get up to a 200-yard snake effigy. I'm going to promise you we're going to see some embedded features in that one. And there's another surprise along with it. And I will leave the surprise for a short in the future and the episode itself. As always, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.